Hi everyone, it's Heidi back again with another project for you, and today I'm on my mission to use up my mosaic mood paper. So I mentioned in one of my other videos, I had this paper over 12 months, well just about 12 months ago now, when I went to a Stampin' Up on Stage event, and I'll be quite honest with you, I loved it. I thought it was absolutely gorgeous, but I didn't actually do anything with it. So I thought, right, I'm going to start using it. The reason I love it is because it's got this beautiful accenting on it. So it's called Mosaic Mood, and it really is like tiles, the effect it's got on it. As always, double-sided paper. So the one side of most of the sheets has got this almost as if you've embossed it, heat embossing, and then patterns on the reverse. So you're going to see a few projects using this, and you can see here that's the same, almost the same pattern, but again perhaps you can see hopefully the sheen on that. So it really does look like tiles. And some of the images, part of it was I just didn't want to cut into the paper because these hummingbirds are absolutely beautiful. So I have cut into them, and again, bit of mindfulness at the moment. We're on lockdown, so I thought, you know what, let's do some cutting out. So I did. So I've cut out some birds and I've cut out some roses, and I've used the sort of papers as they are. You see here's that lovely rose and butterfly paper. This is a lovely foliage sheet. So I haven't got as much of this paper left as I did have, but I have got plenty of things that are cut out. So you're going to see a few projects where I'm going to show you how to use those lovely pieces that you've cut out to make some really pretty cards. And just to show that, you know, an evening spent doing some cutting out, then you can make a lovely card. And so here's the first card. So here we go. You'll see I've got that lovely tile mosaic, one of the beautiful hummingbirds, and then inside, and this bird is cut off the edge of the paper just to show, you know, you don't have to cut them all out of the middle. Use those edge pieces. The same with the rose and then a butterfly. So just a variation on a standard fold card, and I've used the painted glass because I love this kind of gothic font, and it just fitted beautifully in the label punch that is another of those. It is the Label Me Fancy, yes, Label Me Fancy punch. So this is the one with the hole and the slot as well in the spring catalogue. So that's our card. I've done my fussy cutting out, so I'm just going to show you how we can make that card and really bring it to life, and using our painted glass as we go along. So let's get going. Okay, I haven't even had a chance to change my grid paper. I've been busy. Okay, so to start off with, we are going to need a piece of cardstock, and I'm using terracotta tile. So again, one of our lovely in colours, and I'm going to cut this to 14.5 by 18 centimetres. So there's our 14.5, and then I'm just going to trim that down to 18. Okay. And I'll see this piece we'll use for our trimming our labels. Once you've cut that, just score it at 10.5. And then that's just going to fold to create our card blank. You then want to take some very vanilla, and that's one of the colours that's in this rather than Whisper White, which makes rather a nice change actually. And I'm just going to cut a piece that is 10 by 14.5 centimetres. So it's already 14.5. I'm just going to cut it down to 10 centimetres. The reason for that is I decided I wanted to just have a very, very narrow, tiny little edge border there, and then I'm going for a straight top to finish. I've decided just felt right with this piece to do it that way, and then I'm going to cut a second piece, which is 7 by 14.5. Okay, so that's going to be for our front. Then, using a piece of our designer series paper, which I've got here. You're going to cut a piece that is 6.5 by 14.5. So if I trim that off, 14.5, and trim it to 6.5, and that's going to go on the centre of our piece for the front, just like so. Again, and that strip you could use to decorate the inside of another card as well. Now we've done all our cutting and trimming, with our birds, I've deliberately chosen the one for my card that's facing in this way. But as I said, the beauty of these is that, you know, you don't have to lose. You know, sometimes you might look and kind of go, oh, there's bits missing off that bird, I can't use it. So all I would say is always, you know, always cut them out. Nothing's ever wasted. And just use it on the edge of the card, or hide it behind something else. You could always pop it behind your sentiment. And just remember, when you're fussy cutting, these narrow pieces, always come and subdue those. Never leave those right till the end, because they're so difficult to get hold of. So you'll see I've done that one as I've gone through the head. Hopefully not through the head, round the head. And just trim. And again, with our fussy cutting, not mean to teach grandma to suck eggs, but, you know, just keep keep the scissors fairly still and move the paper. Okay, so there we have a little bird ready to go on. And again, we do the same with our other pieces as well. So minimal stamping on this, great, you know, if you've got minimal supplies, you're just starting out, this paper is absolutely perfect to make some really stunning cards very quickly. Or if you know, if fussy cutting is your thing, you know, a lot of people really do like fussy cutting, so why not give it a go, you know. So I've cut out a rose, as you can see just off the edge, a whole bird here. I've got another part bird, and I did even, yeah, I was really sad. Look at this, I even cut out one of those tiny little bees. That was a labour of love, I can tell you. But hey, you know, I think it's sometimes those activities are really helpful. And again, it's making use of time, isn't it? You know, it's that sense of, you know, we don't always want to be busy, but, you know, we do want to sometimes just sitting and concentrating. Colouring is another really good thing. You know, in terms of mindfulness, you know, I wouldn't class myself as a mindfulness practitioner, but, you know, for many years I did do a lot of yoga. In fact, I was even in a yoga book. How's that? Here's probably something most people didn't know about me. You wouldn't believe it now, but, you know, in my youth, I was exceedingly flexible, but I had a fabulous yoga teacher. So I did some of the poses for a book for her. There we go. So just add that to that front section, and then you can add your other pieces as you want. So what I would say is have a sort of play around, see what you like the look of. I think I might prefer this one here. Just have it reaching up for our flower. And then, as I usually do, grab your bone folder and just shape those gently. So the others are going to go on flat. So you can just add snail, or wet glue is even better when you're doing some intricate shapes. It means you'll get that beak stuck down beautifully. I have my faithful, very gloopy Tombow there. I'm just going to wipe a little bit of that off on a scrap of card, I think. Yeah, so you don't want a big blob of it. And then just add that in along the edge. Like so. I can add some dimensionals. And so the terracotta tile is a lovely colour. It is a sort of true terracotta. And there we go. That bird is just perfect there, reaching in. And you can see as you open up, you've then got another one reaching up for our beautiful flower. I'm going to add just shape my butterfly there. Do you know what? I've been really rubbish. I haven't even checked that I'm actually on camera. Oh yeah, I am actually. Hurrah, and just as well. So while those are settling, let's do our bit of stamping that we are doing. So using a stamp sentiment, a beautiful birthday, and the terracotta tile that I'm using, I'm just inking that up, and it's a lovely rich colour, and it does work really well with the very vanilla as well that you've got there. This punch comes in from the side, so just line up your birthday and have her with the straight sides, she says optimistically, and punch. And then we then want a whole one and a kind of a half one, sort of 2/3 of one as well. And the reason for that is, although I'm creating my label on my card, which it's overhanging, and I've created a border, but what I didn't want to happen was for that join to be visible. I'll show you what I mean. So when we're going to create our border on one of these labels, we cut our label in half, pop our glue down the back there, and we add our label back to it like so, just to create our nice little border, top and bottom, which is lovely, except that obviously on the back you have got a gap. So when, as in this instance, it's going to be visible, what I should have done was put it on the other piece actually. All you need to do is just create another one and just add it to the back. So you could put a whole one on, but I'm not bothering to put a whole one because it's going to be on the front edge of my card. So when my card comes in, you'll see I've got a lovely perfect space here for it. And you can add that on using dimensionals, you can add it flat, up to you entirely. I'm going to pop a dimensional on there. And that's just going to balance that card out and fill in that gap at the bottom. So there we have a pair of Mosaic Mood terracotta tile cards, and you can see, depending on the hummingbird you choose, you can angle it whichever way you want, and when you open up you've got more hummingbirds coming in to pinch that nectar. I hope you enjoy making these. Pop along to my shop to purchase what you see today at heidismith.stampinup.net. Love it if you chose me as your demonstrator. I really like it when I can send out little thank you gifts the following month to all of my customers, and so don't forget to use the host code as well. Thanks for watching. Come back and see me soon. Bye now.